So, funny story. I was on my way over to the Zainab camp to talk to them, see about becoming the Everine, and it turns out that this guy right over here is going to pay someone 100 gold to go to the camp and ask them if they want anything.
What a bastard. You should take this job. Take it.
I'm taking this job. It's 100 gold to go to a place I'm going to anyway.
Man, fuck stairs. Don't need those.
When you got levitation, nothing matters anymore.
And it ended. Levitation is so great in this game.
Well, it's great if you can find it on an enchanted item. When you're making your own spell, it's incredibly expensive, and so I managed to make one that's like 20 seconds long.
Yeah. If you actually go in third person, it's a very weird animation. Or should I say it's a very stiff animation.
You're walking on a purple circle.
It's kind of like those hover boots in the Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Oh, the bunny slippers of Hyrule?
Something like that. I haven't played that game in years.
That's actually a tradition. Whenever I go home, I'll always play that game.
And they're making a 3D version now, for the 3DS.
Yeah, they are. It looks awful.
I want a 3D Morrowind. Can I have that instead?
I'm sure if you modded in like another camera and made it transparent and put 3D glasses on, you give yourself a headache, but hey, 3D.
Someone will do that eventually. But my immersion.
And then watch it cost like 120 bucks or something.
The only mod that costs money.
But it's 3D.
You understand how much effort I put into this?
So,
Go ahead.
so funny thing about the Grazelands, there are a lot of monsters all over the place.
A lot of giant fucking beetles too.
Those are everywhere. Sometimes you'll wander into an Ashlander camp like this one, and there'll just be one right behind the tent waiting for you.
I'm not too afraid of bugs, but if one was the size of my tent, yeah.
So this guy is the Ashcan of the Zainab, and we tell him our story, and tell him we want to be the Nerevarine. And he gives us a basic task to go kill a vampire in a tomb nearby.
Oh boy. He must have read Twilight and he didn't like the book. We're gonna kill some vampires.
He thinks they're a little too glittery.
God, this game doesn't have room for glitter.
Unless you attach like 50 spells to yourself.
Well, then you're a vampire and you must die.
Unless they're in the Mages Guild.
This is true. Or the Vampire Bloodline Guild thing.
Well, those things are kind of weird because apparently you're a vampire, but they don't think you are. I don't know, I've never actually played, I just read the descriptions.
I've never done those either. Or the werewolf, or apparently anything else fun.
I tried the werewolf, but I tried it after I'd done the regular quest lines, so it was just kind of almost the same thing, just weird.
Now, I just had like this burning question in the back of my mind. What kind of reward are we going to get for killing this vampire? I hope it's good.
We're not gonna get one.
Oh,
You'll see why soon enough.
I mean, if you kill a vampire, you should at least get like a couple million gold. You know, pet rat maybe? Cool sword.
Well, maybe the Ashcan likes vampires too. Just not the Twilight kind.
Perhaps. I was actually talking with someone last night, and they're like, "Oh, I never read Harry Potter, but I love Twilight, and I kicked them out of my apartment.
Good for you.
I'm not gonna have your shit."
So, like every single place in this game, the Ashcan gives really vague directions saying, oh yeah, it's north of here between two trees. Problem is, there is an awful lot of stuff north of there, and there are quite a few trees as well. So now I'm going around in circles, but spoiler alert, I do find it eventually.
Speaking of vague directions, in one of my summer classes, we did this little project where we were blindfolded, and one of our team members had to guide us through an obstacle course. Not to brag, but I set a land speed record of like a minute. But, you know, they had to give vague directions like, all right, walk forward, feel out in front of you, crawl, go left, go right.
This was a class and not summer camp?
Yeah, it's a great class.
Certainly sounds like it.
Summer classes rule.
Well, do you do much during summer classes, or are the professors just like, you know what, it's summer, you guys probably aren't going to pay attention anyway?
Closer to you're not going to pay attention anyways.
Sounds like fun. My roommate just finished his first year of medical school and he's been pulling all-nighters for the past 2 weeks, even though summer already began.
Sucks for him.
That's what he thinks.
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny, the one class I have is full of freshmen, and they're all engineers and are crying like, why do we have to take this class? It's such a waste of time. And I'm like, you know, you should just enjoy the easy class while you still have your sanity left over. Quit bitching.
Welcome to the next few years of your degree.
Oh, there's that crossed out happy face.
Yeah. Funny thing is, that crossed happy face, it's an item that's official DLC. I don't know why the game can't find it.
That ghost was a little confused. I do have to say, I have never tried really to disarm doors. I just ate the trap.
I wanted to get the trap in my practice run, but then I kept going down to almost no health, and this vampire, who's now dead, and has a really nice ingredient on him, has that damage your health spell, so I just kind of disarmed the trap and... whatever.
There you go.
Paralysis.
Yeah. What? That's kind of like a useless trap to have on a door. I mean, you're just walking by a door and you're like, I'm going to open this, and you're trapped with paralysis. Well, okay, you're stuck there for another 30 seconds. You're still going to open the door.
And, of course, our reward for being stuck for 30 seconds is absolute crap.
Just take this note, a few books, yeah, whatever.
So, interesting thing, all these dead guys who were in the tomb were trying to loot the tomb, but then someone ended up betraying them and killing all of them. And there's another ancestral tomb we can go to somewhere else where we can find out more about what was going on.
Sounds like a Hollywood summer horror blockbuster. I think I watched a movie like that once.
In a world where betrayal runs rampant.
John Cena. One man. I'm not gonna go there.
I have nothing. So now that we've killed the vampire, we get to quickly run back to the camp and tell them that the vampire is dead, and now see what happens.
We have slayed your arch nemesis. He wasn't doing anything. I hope you guys are happy. We killed your vampire. He was chilling with a few ghosts. That's all.
Well, it's your average go to the pink dot and kill a quest. Alright, I did your murder for you, give me stuff.
There needs to be like some kind of national sport on this island so it can take their mind off murder for a bit. At least give them a coliseum.
Well, they have one, but no one ever does anything there except, like, you and whoever wants to kill you next.
Yeah. It's like ancient Rome except without the audience.
So now we tell the Ashcan that we killed the vampire, and he says that he has one more thing for us to do before we become an Everine. He wants us to bring him a bride. But not just any bride, he wants a highborn Telvanni bride. So, this random Ashlander out in the middle of nowhere wants someone from, like, the highest class in Morrowind.
Well, hopefully they have a fetish for this kind of stuff. So now we're playing matchmaker, you know. How do the people on this island live? Is like they they can't kill their own vampires, now they can't find their own brides.
Heck, most of them can barely walk.
It's not hard. I mean, they just gotta drink enough and go to the local bar.
So we speak to the wise woman, which the Ashcan told us to do, and she says quite obviously that no Tovani is ever going to want to marry this guy, and so she is going to have us go to the slave market, buy a slave, make her look pretty, and then take the slave to him, and pretend that she's a Tovani bride, but really she isn't.
Fascinating. Well, sir, you're too ugly to have a Telvanni bride, so we found you a slave instead.
Well, I'm sure the slave will be pretty happy about it. She gets to marry a dude instead of, I don't know, working in salt rice patties forever.
Yeah, but that's like... Anything like real life is like, oh, dude, you gotta go find me a bride. No one wants to date me. And then you go find them somebody from Walmart.
So first thing is, we talk to this guy and we tell him that we found out what it was the Ashlanders want, because we asked that to the wise woman. And he pays us our 100 gold and we get an amulet of levitating. Which at this point I have like 3 items that do exactly that, so it's useless.
Well... Getting screw stairs. Those wizards in Telvanni have it right. Just sheer vertical shafts. I'm up here, you can't get me. Yeah.
If you don't have magic, you can't see me. The funny thing is, I think that guy was a Telvanni wizard's bodyguard, and he gave us that amulet specifically so that we would be able to see Telvanni wizards and levitate up to them. So, not a very useful bodyguard.
Could just be part of his sinister plot. He's gonna be a main character later.
Secretly plotting against the masters.
Yeah, he's very jealous that they can fly and he can't.
He just gets to stand there in the room all day pacing back and forth.
You gotta give props to these mushroom living wizards. They tend to build the ultimate treehouse.
I sure would like a treehouse like the ones they live in. Of course, I'd have to fly first.
They didn't teach you that?
No.
What kind of school did you go to?
Architecture school.
Oh. They teach you to build the treehouse, but not how to actually fly in the treehouse. Yeah, that's kind of useless.
Yeah. So what the person who's in charge of the slaves wants us to do is buy some exquisite clothing and a couple other things. And this is the one person nearby who actually sells that. And in fact, in between when I went to the slave market when I came here, I was looking at all the other Telvanni wizard towers nearby and none of them had any exquisite clothing.
Well, I guess if you dress her pretty enough, he won't ever know. Maybe instead of bringing him the fish, we should have taught him to fish. Give him a few pickup lines. I mean, like Google the stuff on, or you can Google these pickup lines, you know. What has 147 teeth and holds back the Incredible Hulk? On my zipper.
Wow. I don't know what to say.
Don't ask.
I'm not going to. So that takes care of our clothing, and now I have to look around for the other thing we're supposed to buy. And it's a bit of a spoiler because the slave owner didn't reveal it yet, but we're supposed to get Telvanni bug musk to make her seem like a Telvanni more somehow. I guess they'll wear that.
Yeah, it's from all those giant beetles you kill. You spray their pheromones on yourself. Tracks Ashlanders.
And I heard that if you pick some of them up and squeeze them real hard, a bunch of antlions come out of the ground.
Yeah. And you can use them to kill people. I actually just played that game a few weeks ago.
I haven't played it in a while. Should do that. So it turns out that the trader didn't have any Telvanni bug musk, and now we have to go to the apothecary, which does have Telvanni bug musk, I assume.
I'd hope somebody's gotta have it.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, I just stole all this stuff. I was too cheap to buy any of it.
I keep acquiring bottles of Telvanni bug musk whenever I raid various dungeons off camera. I keep selling them, and I don't remember where I saw them because... Oh wait, Creeper buys potions, but I don't know if he has any of the bug musk left. So by the time I get to this point of the main quest, I have to buy it because I don't remember where any is that I want to steal.
Just make a stack of it in your house, or steal somebody's house and stack the potions up. This is my bug musk tower.
I actually did that in the room where Creeper is, and I took a screenshot of that. I should post that. I made like 5 towers of potions, and I wasn't able to sell them yet because he's out of gold.
You know, if only becoming a legendary hero prophecy was this simple in real life. Oh, so you wouldn't be president? Okay, just bring me a bride. Oh, alright.
And you have the Necklace of the Eagle. You are officially the president.
Yes. So easy, I just went on Craigslist. Looking for personnels in Vardenfell. Anybody? Slave owner looking for hot, sexy Ashlander. Very discreet.
So now, I think for the first time in the thread, maybe, there might have been another one I'm forgetting about, we really get to see what an escort quest is like.
Oh. It's like Resident Evil 4, except not as good.
And also, your escort can kinda, sorta, if they feel like it, fight in that.
I always made her hide in a dumpster. I'm like, Ashley, just get in a dumpster. I wasn't having any of that except when they forcefully kidnapped her and you had to go rescue her.
I haven't played Resident Evil 4, but I saw the LP of it and that was enough. Just looks painful.
It's actually not as bad as it looks, but I have a seething hatred of escort quest. So when I was playing in real life, I was like, eh. My friend kept yelling at me.
What do you want?
Because I kept killing Ashley on purpose.
So, funny thing about this boat. I know it says they're going to Vos, but it turns out this boat goes directly to the Zainab camp. How about that?
This island, is there even water nearby?
Nope.
It's a magic boat.
It's my favorite kind of boat.
Orlando! And they just keep going.
So we take the slave to the Ashcan, and it seems like she is totally fine with this. We speak to the Ashcan, it seems like he is totally fine with this as well. And he gives us the Thong of Zainab.
That is the best damn reward. Sir, I have found your bride. Okay, you can have my thong.
Welcome, friend.
Wait, what?
You're nearly a legend.
I'm sure this is a very ancient thong passed down through generations.
It was from the Dagather's secret. Victoria's secret.
And I'm sure the Great Houses sell bootleg versions of it somewhere.
This is the sign that you are the true heir of Varine. You're wearing the thong. The Zainab. It protects you from things. People.
So, now that we are officially the Nerevarine of the Zainab, that does it for this quest. I'm Musical Daredevil, and I'll see you next time.
Yay.